Hello, Delmarva. I'm Mike Dunn from Salisbury, here at WBOC's historic Studio D. Delmarva Life starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
And I'm Brian Spiros. Welcome to Delmarva Life from historic Studio D. And I'm going to be filling in for Jimmy Hoppa this week. He'll be back next week.
He will be back next week.
He will, we promise, which basically means you're stuck with me all week.
I'm stuck with you for a week.
You're stuck with me all week.
We're going to see Jimmy pop in and out a little bit throughout the week. We have all kinds of neat stuff coming up this week, including a special show where we'll see Jimmy. So we'll tell you about that a little later.
We'll find out later in the week.
And we'd like to also welcome our studio audience today. Give a round of applause. Looks like a fun group today. And boy, do we have a show for you. What a busy weekend we had. It
was a very busy weekend. Throughout the entire peninsula, there was a lot of stuff going on.
Even in the sky.
Even in the sky, on the ground, and we're going to actually start Hot Topics with that. Of course, the Ocean City Air Show was this weekend in Ocean City. And you can see some of the pictures here that were snapped. And apparently they had quite the turnout. They expected like 250,000 people.
I think there was more.
More than that. And I know a lot of people who were in the vicinity of Ocean City over the weekend said the traffic was an absolute nightmare going in and out. So that's good. That
is good. That's good for the town of Ocean City and for the air show. I know that, you know, it's funny because I wasn't in the area, but, you know, I was on Facebook a couple times. And the one thing I saw the most, aside from pictures from the air show, were people complaining about the traffic backups on Route 90. Exactly. I guess it was pretty much a nightmare. But you know what?
If you're going to or from Ocean City on a weekend where it's beautiful weather and there's big events, you have to expect the traffic, I would assume, at that point. So,
in addition to that, in Cambridge, it was the Ironman Eagleman Triathlon. 2,500 competitors came out to take part in the 70.3-mile course, which included swimming, running, and biking. It makes me tired just describing it. People came from, get this, 37 states,
37 states,
14 countries. The top 30 people in the Eagleman will now go on to the Ironman competition in Hawaii.
In Hawaii, which isn't a bad gig if you think about it. But the work they had to put into it to do that, I mean, like you said, 70.3 miles with everything. I would have made it like 100 feet and then been out, because it was very hot this weekend. And this was Sunday they did this.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine that. And the people just obviously, I mean, we had some pictures we showed of people coming through the YMCA aid station, and basically there were like paper cups all over the ground. There was a sea of them because they were just passing them off to the runners as they came through. So our hats off to all those people, because I don't think I could have done it.
No, I don't think. And I know that all the people who did do it, it took them years to prepare for that.
Months. Maybe next year we should try to do it. We should start getting ready now then.
Only if they let me wear a life jacket in the water.
Yes.
Which I don't think they're going to do.
So.
Speaking of swimming, this weekend was the Great Chesapeake Bay Swim.
Yes.
Where you swim across the bay?
Yes.
My goodness.
I don't think I could do that either. Clearly there's a lot of stuff that we just couldn't do here, all these events going on. And you know, talk about an inspiration. We want to show you a picture of Craig Dietz. He swam 3.5 miles, the distance between Sandy Point State Park and over to the Eastern Shore, right by Hemingway's in Queen Anne's County. And as you can see from the picture, he was born without limbs. And he did the swim, and it took him about 3 hours to get across.
Wow,
how
amazing.
Amazing is that?
What an inspiration.
And we were reading about him, and he just, I guess he's a motivational speaker, and he says he doesn't let what he was born with kind of get him down. So he has worked hard to get to this point, and he joined the 650 other swimmers who were part of the swim.
What a great
applause for him. Let's give an applause for him.
You know, that's the kind of people you think about when you get out of bed and put your feet on the ground and think about, geez, I have a crummy day today.
Exactly. You're having a bad hair day. I don't know what to wear, and you see that. So what an inspiration. People like him, to me, are the real heroes of life, you know, who can get up and do that. So.
All right, I'm going to change the tone of the show a little bit. There's something we need to talk about that's kind of very serious, especially if you have teenagers.
Yes.
Read this morning on delmarvanow.com. You know, many people have heard of K2. You've heard of it.
Right. It's been in the news a lot lately.
Yeah, the synthetic marijuana, I guess it is, and many people fought to make it illegal. Well, now there is what they call K4.
Something else.
And a 20-year-old in Dorchester County had a bad reaction to it. His speech was slurred, and he apparently had suicidal tendencies. They had to take him to the hospital. Okay, here's what it looks like, all right?
Yeah,
take a good look at this, because you can buy this legally. K4 comes in a 3-gram bag and is labeled as, get this, potpourri. Unbelievable. It differs from marijuana due to its chemical base, which makes it legal, and doctors say it has 4 times the potency of marijuana. So if you hear your kids talking about K4, or you see that package or something, you know, jump in and do something.
Hone in on that. Well, we just got over the whole K2 thing, and now K4. I mean, and I'm not a parent yet, but I could only imagine the stress of parents out there. It's just like, you know, all these things, and you know, and the peer pressure of it all. So parents now have to look out for that. So, and then I'm sure, will it go from K4 to K6 if we ban K4 now? Is it just going to keep going?
You just got to keep yourself educated, because it's not like, you know, back in the days where it's just drugs and alcohol. You know, you kind of knew what was out there. Now there's so much stuff out there, you don't even know.
Exactly.
You know what?
You get inundated with stuff.
Who would have ever thought bath salts?
Yeah. That's a whole other issue in itself with that, my God. So, but let's get back on track with some good news now.
Okay.
Let's talk about electric bills. Everyone has an electric bill, I'm sure. I know. What a transition. Well, customers in Dover can actually expect to pay less on their bills. Electric rates will be reduced by 12% based on a comprehensive electric cost study, whatever that may be. But it sounds technical, and it sounded like they figured stuff out. And basically, again, these are customers in Dover. You're going to be saving 12% on your electric bill. And I guess the electric bills are going to start being adjusted next July of 2013 because of the fiscal year.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing. I mean, 12% is a significant amount of money if you think about it.
I want my electric bill to go down 12%, but still use the same amount of electricity.
Yes, well, exactly. So that's good for people up in Dover.
Another great thing that happened over the weekend, you know, the new Bennett Middle School is in the works in Wycomico County, but it's going to be a while before it's built. But the current Bennett Middle School got a bit of a spruce up. Volunteers from Oak Ridge Baptist Church gave the school a facelift. A couple hundred volunteers fixed lockers, put up art, and cleaned the courtyard. They hope this holds the teachers and students until they actually get their new school, but they called it extreme. It was kind of like an extreme makeover for Bennett Middle School.
And I know it's been a point of contention for parents with the whole school, but that was nice of them to come and, like I said, hold the parents over until the new school comes, if it does, and all that gets ironed out. So a lot of good news there. All right, so moving on now from our hot topics, you know, next month fireworks in Salisbury are back for the 4th of July, and they'll be part of the Red, White, and Boom celebration.
And joining us today to give us an update on Red, White, and Boom, almost said Broom, is event chairman Mike Dunn. Welcome back to the show.
My pleasure. Thanks so much, Brian. Good to see you.
So we introduced you, I guess it was back in April, and you told us about the event. Give us a little update.
It's coming. 4th of July, it's almost here. The short version is the community has responded in an enormous way. We've got a fabulous event, family friendly. It's at Salisbury University. We haven't had fireworks in Salisbury in 6 years, and the community has just overwhelmingly responded. The fireworks are going to go off over the athletic fields at Salisbury University, and we're inviting everybody that wants to have a good time to join us on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Are you surprised by the turnout that you have seen from the community to really help make this happen?
No, honestly, I'm not. We haven't had fireworks in a long time. The community is so supportive. Sitting here today, Bruce Rogers from Sherwood Ford, as an example, just committed $500.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
That's great. That's excellent.
Every day at the mailbox at our house, you know, we'll get checks for $1,000, and then we'll get a check. Last week we got one from a woman on a fixed income who said, thanks so much for doing this, and wrote us a check for $20. It has been enormously gratifying, and this is what the community of Salisbury always does. We respond when we have a good cause, and nothing better than fireworks on the 4th of July.
Exactly.
All right, well, we're looking forward to the fireworks coming back to Salisbury, so much so that we would like to present you with a check as well. Well, WBOC would like to present you with this
$1,000
check to go to Red, White, and Boone.
Remarkable.
To
Thank
help
you.
with this effort.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We're happy. And we actually just want to run down the event details real quick. It's going to be Wednesday, July 4th. The rain date is July 5th, and it's at Salisbury University's Athletic Complex on Americana Avenue. The street's being renamed Americana Avenue, but it's on Wayne Street, correct?
That's right.
6:30 p.m. and fireworks begin at dark, approximately around 9 p.m. and better yet, it's a free event.
Yeah.
It is.
And if you would like to send in a donation, we have an address that you could, first of all, you make it payable to the Salisbury University Foundation and send it to Red, White, and Boone, care of Mike Dunn, 409 Forest Lane, Salisbury, Maryland, 21801. Or you can call that number right there, 410-726-5194. And of course, we'll put all the information on delmarvalife.com. Just click on the show tab.
A lot of happy people. Fireworks on the 4th of July.
Thank
Great
you
stuff.
very much.
Not
Can't
a problem.
wait.
Thank you.
Well, still to come on Delmarva Life, it's wedding season on Delmarva, and we're kicking it off with an in-studio vow renewal ceremony. Stick around to be a part of this special event.
Plus, many of us remember this iconic Olympic moment, Carrie Strug's vault with an injured ankle. It helped Team USA win the gold. We'll speak with Carrie as Team USA gets ready for this year's Olympic Games in London.
But next, the American Cancer Society kicks off its Relay for Life events on Delmarva. How you can get involved to help save a life. Delmarva Life, life at its best here on Delmarva.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future, and Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897.